Hey there, welcome to another edition of Grilling with Jay, except it's a little chilly. It's rainy. Well, off and on rains, it's cold. So today we got to make an indoor dish. And today we're making chicken and brown rice and sausage jambalaya. Real freaking easy to make. Real simple. Got 6 of these big ass 99 cents a pound chicken thighs. Courtesy of Business Costco. Yeah. I mean, dirt cheap. These are big thighs. I mean, look at that. Like the pan. Yeah. Yeah. So, deskin them. Get rid of some of the fat. Throw them in a pan with some rice, some onion, and some spices, which I'll put in the description. And throw in some sausage with a little bit of onion and a bell pepper maybe. And there you go. You got yourselves a meal. Yeah, I wasn't going to show this, but it's real simple to get the skins off here. You find yourself a flap on the chicken thigh, and just tear it right off. And you see all this extra fat. I mean, look at that. You do not need that getting in your pan. That's going to just make a mess out of things. You got to cut that off. So we'll do that here as soon as we get the skins off here. And just tear that sucker right off. Goes nice and quick, but geez, look at all that. Ugh. But hey, 99 cents a pound. That's what you get, you're paying for. You got to do the work yourself. You want boneless, fatless, skinless chicken thighs. Well, you got to pay the big bucks over at the regular Costco. And that's what, $2.99 a pound? No offense. I'm a working man. I can't afford that crap. So let's grab a knife. Let's have some fun. All right, well, I don't have a knife, so I'm going to grab a pair of scissors. All right, so what we're going to do here is just literally just trim off some of this excess fat. Not all of it. I don't need to trim off all of it, but this big chunks of fat, geez. And get rid of that. You don't need that fat in your life. It mainly because it has to do with it screws with the cooking of the brown rice. So you don't need all that fat going in the brown rice. Wow, look at all that fat. Jeez. Of course, fat is flavor, so that's why we're going to leave some of that on there. You need flavor. Okay, so while you're doing this, you get yourself a casserole pan going. Start up a kettle, a tea kettle. You're going to heat up some water because you're going to need to put some chicken broth in there too. I mean, you can use water, but I mean, if you got chicken broth on hand, why not? Oh, wow, look at that. Gee, I think some of that's skin too. Wow, look at that. So that's all right. Now, like I said, 99 cents a pound. Who am I going to complain? This is the Foster Farms stuff, not the Costco brand stuff. So the Foster Farms brand, they give you big thighs. So it's like 3 per... When you buy Costco brand, especially the bone-in skinned, the regular skin stuff, that stuff, which is usually just as cheap, usually like $1.19 a pound, but you get 5 small breasts, which are about half the size of this, per package, whereas these go 3 per package. But I mean, look at the size of these. I mean, even with the trim here, getting some of the fat off, man, these are still pretty meaty thighs. So I'm kind of happy with that. Watch your fingers when using so what you're going to do is turn these over and get ready for seasoning. I'm going to throw a little bit of whatchamacallit, oil on these things, olive oil. You can use avocado oil too if you want to, but we're not cooking at that high of a temperature. Well, we are cooking at 450, but with all the water and the, you know, like I said, you're going to be putting a certain amount of chicken broth. So, yeah, you don't have to really worry about that. So here we go. So you're just going to throw a little bit of hair on that, like that. And we'll do the same when we get around to the other side. Actually, we might not even need to. Let's see. Then what you do is you just plop it on like that. You just do one after the other type thing. There. Olive oil on both sides here. Give me a second. Yeah, so you just use it. You want some Cajun rub here? There you go. Cajun rub, yep. I make this stuff up myself, and like I said, I'll post the link. I mean, not a link, but I'll post the list of ingredients to make your own Cajun rub. I mean, why go out and buy it? You can make it with stuff you may probably have in the house. You know, paprika. You know, the usual ingredients. Salt and pepper, and probably some garlic in here. I gotta dig through the phone to get that one. Like I said, I'll post it in the description down below. Please feel free to subscribe and hit a like button if you like it. Hit it down. Don't like if you don't like it, but please hit a like button. It takes a little bit of work to do this. And this is the idea. My cooking is not fancy. Okay? There's nothing. I'm not gonna teach you guys anything new. What I'm trying to do is teach you that a lazy man, a guy who works for a living, you know, it doesn't have, you know, you're not Mr. Fancy Pants chef kind of guy. You just want to freaking eat. Can still make a decent meal on the cheap. And that's the big part of this, on the cheap. Right in your own damn kitchen. And that's what this is all about. So you shake this Cajun rub all over your chicken. Now I'll probably have to make up some more rub myself after I'm done with this, which is fine. I got other rubs I got to make up too. Yeah, I've been using a lot of rubs. Rub this, rub that. But at my age, I don't rub myself anymore, so that's probably a good thing, right? This age, you don't need hairy palms. Ha 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 ha. Okay, bad joke. There you go. Voila. Seasoned chicken thighs. Alright, next up is very important part of this is rice. Whoa, yeah. See, hey, look at that. I got a lot of it in the cup. I use brown rice, okay? Brown rice is better for you from what I understand. It takes longer to cook. But hey, it's worth it because this stuff is good. It's good for you. If you're, once again, an older gentleman, you know, you gotta, you know, so you want like a cup and a half of brown rice. Put a little bit more. This only has to feed me and the wife. Also has to feed our lunches, because in this pandemic world, we're essential workers and we gotta work our freaking asses off. So, yeah, look at that. Gee, I got a bunch of that crap all over the chicken. Not a problem though, because guess what? It's gonna end up with the chicken. Not a big deal. Okay, so that's about a cup and a half's worth of brown rice. I'm gonna pour that into my my pan. fact, let me bring the pan over because I don't have a whole lot of room here. All right, so you just spread it evenly. You know, that's just me being a little OCD about this, so not that I am OCD, just try to keep things even. Hey, you hear that? You know what that's the sound of? That's the sound of water. Turn that off. Good deal. So we need 3 cups of water. So it's twice the amount of water per brown rice. So we got 1.5 cups of brown rice. That means we need a total of 3 cups of water. Let me get all this rice out of the thing here. So there we go. So me, I use chicken bouillon instead of, you know, making broth and stuff, which I could. I guess I got enough, you know, fat and, you know, chicken meat, and I could probably use some, I don't know. I'm just, you know, I'm lazy. I don't have time for this crap. Let's see, 1.5 2 teaspoons per 2 cups. So it's really, I usually go about like, I just usually just use a tablespoon. So, yeah, let's see. Oh, heck, where's the tablespoon? Here's the tablespoon. Yay. All right. A tablespoon. There. Need to pour a little more in there. Give it a little extra chickeny. Okay, so one of the things I like to back my broth up with is bone broth. It was made for beef, but it's good for you and gives a little extra taste. Doesn't take much. Bam. Yeah, except I'm not that guy. I'm not Emerald there or any one of those fancy chefs. I'm just some guy. I'm Jay. I'm grilling with Jay. Yeah, we're not really grilling today. We're actually going to use the oven. There you go. That's 2 cups. And then I'll just pour in another cup. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bowl. Yeah, I'm going to dump this into a bowl. That way all the pieces can all come together. Let's get all this chicken fat and skin out of here. Jeez Christ. Hey, that feels like about 3 pounds of crap right there. Damn. Those some mighty fatty thighs there. So here we go. And pour it on in. And another cup. And I just let it sit because we're not done yet. Alright, so we're back with Grilling with Jay here. I've got the meat off to the side here. It's wrapped up in the butcher paper that was sitting in because I want to add my vegetables first. Though I did pour my broth already into the rice, because brown rice takes a long time for brown rice has got a hard shell to it, and it needs time to pop out of it and all that stuff. So, you know, the longer it's in there, the better, and it takes a longer cooking time here. 350 for an hour and a half, okay? You put it in your casserole dish, though. You cover it, poke a couple holes on top. Boom. Now, I've got a preset oven type thing here, so I just, boom, I got to work. So what I do is I pop it in the oven, I preset the oven, and then I crawl my ass out of bed, and boom, dinner is done. And I don't have to worry about it, and that's why I'm doing it now. I should be in bed asleep, but nah. I got to get this done. So, you know, I'm not fancy like those other guys. So bear with me here. You know, I don't cut all the way through, so I have something to hold on to when I cross cut these freaking things. So keep your knives sharp. I use a honing rod. Took forever for me to figure out how to use it properly, though. You know, that was a 12-degree angle. But once you use it enough, you'll know you're getting it when you start slicing yourself open, pulling moves like that here, you know. You cut your fingers open, your boom, slash here, slash there, slash across your knuckles. Ah, Christ, that's when you know your knives are sharp. You're cutting yourself just touching the knife. They're sharp. And they just go right through. Look at that, bam. And all you really need is about a half onion for this. Though, wouldn't mind putting more onion in there, but nah. This recipe usually only calls for a half onion. You know, if it's just you and a couple people, I mean, just you and your wife, or, you know, maybe it's a kid. Yeah, just use a half onion, but if you're feeding a whole family, if you got more than 2 or 3, yeah, then you're going to want to go with a full onion. I think that's the other reason why you know your knife isn't sharp enough. You start crying. Crying like a little baby. Goo goo gaga. I'd show you my tears, but I ain't got time for that crap. Take the other half. Save that for the next dish tomorrow. Whatever the hell that might be. Not sure. Probably something pork. Maybe pork loin, I'm not sure. Haven't figured that out yet. And just cut whatever you got left up a little bit. You don't need fine diced, but cutting it down helps. And you just gobble it up. Yay! Hey, there you go, and that goes into the whole mix. Okay, another dish in the mix is a red bell pepper. You can use an orange, you can use a yellow, you can even use green. I get hella indigestion from green ones, and I find that these other colors here don't give me such indigestion. It has to do with the ripeness. No big deal to me. I mean, I just pop the top off. Bam, comes right out. I think I'm only going to use half, so once again, throw the other half into a bag. Save it for the next dish, whatever that might be. Or another dish somewhere down the line. I haven't figured out what the dish for 2 days from now is going to be, so I have no idea. I don't like making plans like that. I prefer just waiting the last second. Once again, I'm lazy. And that's another kind of kudo to this show here, is this is for lazy people, man. I cook for people who don't give a damn. Okay, if you're the kind of person who doesn't give a shit, excuse my language, but if you don't care, this is your cooking show. So you just cut that up as best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're not Gordon Ramsay. Though, I've used a number of Gordon Ramsay's dishes. I made steak Diane last night, and his recipe was part of a go-to. It was not bad at all. It was pretty damn good. I've got pork loin, which I bought, once again, 99 cents a pound. That's what this is about. Cheap meat. Boom. So, like, for instance, my steak Diane I have round meat that I got at Business Costco for $2.99 a pound. You know? I mean, the uncut, untrimmed tri-tip beef prices have gone up in price. I mean, those things were, what, $4.99 a pound? I'm like, damn. And they weren't even out yet, so And the guy at the Costco was still, shelling them out. I think I'm actually use more. I actually think I will use the whole thing. All right. We are going to use the whole bell pepper here. I've got a 9x13 pan already, filled up with a bunch of things. You saw me put stuff in there already, so like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. We are not cooking for some super barbecue competition or culinary chef show, or the only culinary chef show you're watching is me. Some guy, some working stiff, just trying to make a decent meal for him and his wife. And so we have something to eat for our lunches when we go to work. We don't make a lot of money. We sure as hell ain't rich. I mean, Christ. That's why we're essential workers, because we don't make nearly as much as some of them rich people around me do. Normally I like to keep this, but you see that, and it's just, fuck it, I'm just going to throw that out. All right, here we go. Okay, next up here, this is chicken apple sausage from, once again, the business Costco. And this thing goes for like $6.99 for a dozen of them. They're already cooked, so I don't have to worry much about cross-contamination and stuff. Now, you could cook these, just chop them up and throw them in, which I normally do. But these things have this casing. And the casing really it's a pain in the ass case. It's it's a solid case. So I want to get this case off. And who wants to try to chew through the goddamn case? I know it all softens and stuff and keeps everything together, but now this is not what I'm after with my dishes here. At least this dish. But yeah, see that? Peels right off. Just slice it right up the middle. Helps to have a little bit of a fingernail left. Don't cut your fingernails too far. Then you can't do this. Hey, just like taking a condom off. Bam. Okay, so what I like to do is cut down the middle. Well, that's a piss poor cut, but oh well. Cut it again. See, I'm not even looking. That's how little I care. There you go. It's just, you want some chunks. Like I said, this is already cooked, so you don't have to worry so much about cross-contamination or anything like that, because this is already cooked. And boom, throw this into the pan. I'll throw the chicken on top here, and that'll be next. All right, so here we go. That's all the vegetables. The rice is underneath. We got the broth in there. So bam. So you want to put the bone side up on the chicken. Yeah, I got some of that rice on there. Shake off if you have any excess rice on there, just to make it a little easier. Believe me, it's all going to get cooked. Okay, now just to let you know, I use an hour and 45-minute cooking time. It takes time for your oven to warm up. So if you're using like a preset type thing like I'm going to do, you're going to want to, like I said, set this for an hour and 45 minutes. An hour and a half cook time is good. It gives plenty of time for the brown rice to, come out of their shell and boom, pop up and all that good stuff, and whatever the hell they Those health food nuts call that crap. I don't know. I'm no scientist. I'm just trying to feed myself. So here, this is what it looks. That's what it looks like. Another thing you should do is probably add a little bit of butter. If I remember correctly, that's one of the things that happens here. So, boom, that looks like a good little chunk. I'm going to put a piece here. I got a piece here. Yay. Voila. Not that hard. Okay. So this is just basically going to sit in the oven. It's not going to do the rice. The rice is not going to give it harm in any way, shape, or form. If anything, it helps the rice, okay, come out of their shell. Cover with foil. Now, wow, I'm gonna have to use this for something else. Yeah, that sucks. All right, that's not a long enough piece. Let's try that again. Yeah, see, so once again, like I said, Costco, so I get these huge rolls. There we go. Yeah, you want to cover this good, because, you know, the rice is going to do its thing and cook. You want it fully covered. Make sure you got a good seal in there. Flatten it down good. Cinch up all the sides. Bam, look at that. Yeah, see, I got this butter knife here, so. Yeah, I already threw my cooking knife into the. So there we go. And bam, here. Ready for cook. Oh, I gotta clean off the stove. Yeah, things got a little messy with the steak Diane last night here. So what you want to do, put in your cooking time here. I'm gonna go an hour 45. This is the amount of time it's gonna cook. Okay. And then you bake. This oven runs a little cool, so I set it 360. And then you hit the delay time. So for me, that's going to be 3 o'clock. I got to go to work early these days because thanks to the pandemic, there you go. And so you hit the start button and bam, the oven is set. Put your dish in and you're good to go. Well, this is Grilling with Jay, and thank you for joining me. See, I got nice messy hair, sleepy hair, because I literally just crawled out of bed, go to the bathroom, and I just made dinner. And when I wake up, dinner will be ready. I'll eat, get ready to go to work, and go to work my crazy shift. So, thank you for joining us on this wonderful, close to end of pandemic special. Grilling with Jay. Out.